What's happening, sports fans? Christian Pedersen here with Prep Insider. Hope you guys are doing well. New update from the state CIF today about the return to play being pushed back. Now, I want to come on here and I want to try and calm everybody down a little bit because it's easy to get caught up in the bad news these days with this kind of stuff. So the whole statement is available on our social media at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also find it on the CIF state and section websites. I guess this applies to all sections, but as you know, with Prep Insider, we're here covering the San Diego section. So let me get into the nitty-gritty of exactly what was announced today. In layman's terms, it was they're canceling the state playoffs and they're trying to move everything back the duration of the state playoffs in order to buy a little bit more time. Up until this morning, December 12th was the scheduled date for Season 1 sports to begin, or I should say for practices for Season 1 sports to begin. That has now been pushed back to, we are going to wait until at least January 1st or until we get more direct guidance or notice from the state health board. You know, that's not a specific thing. Ultimately, what we're seeing today is that CIF is trying to get ahead of it and prevent it from being an 11th hour type notification where at 4:49 or 4:59 p.m. on December 11th, the state drops, oh, hey, sorry, we can't do this until X date, and then having to have CIF react crazily like that. So they came out, they tried to get a little bit preemptive. They announced what I think I've been kind of hinting at the last few weeks seems like the most rational and reasonable. I don't know why I mixed those two words there together, but the most rational and reasonable answer. And that is get rid of the state playoffs, move everything back. That's going to mean different exact schedules for all the sports because water polo only has regional playoffs. Football has the full state, but only and it has to happen on set amounts of weeks. Volleyball, it's a kind of a rolling admissions type thing. So when you see all this, what state and regional playoffs mean is it's everything after the section championships. They are not canceling a single sport's worth of section championships today. I want that to be very clearly understood. Regional championships are words for sports that do not have statewide championships. Water polo, golf has a regional championship. The other ones they're going to come to me, but water polo is the biggest one that the San Diego fans can recognize. With Vista and a couple of other schools and Bishops, a couple other schools winning regional championships that were the state sort of substitutes. Nothing has been canceled for the sections. Today's announcement also does not imply anything specific for the sections. We will hear a follow-up announcement from Joe Hines in the San Diego CIF section office with another specific sports calendar. January 1st is what they are saying right now. It also says they don't expect to hear guidance before January 1st. So January 1st is less of a definitive start date now and more of a CIF is trying to say January 1st is about when you would come back. If you pushed the December 12th day 3 weeks back. Look here on the calendar that I got in front of me to see what would exactly be 3 weeks. January 2nd is 21 exact days from December 12th. So basically what they're saying is we're cutting out preemptively the state playoffs. And we're asking everybody to push it back 3 weeks because that'll coincide with return from winter break for most schools. That'll coincide with post-holiday travel. That'll coincide with a lot of things that they are hoping means that the state will give them the thumbs up. Right now, as it sits, that would mean no seasons are abbreviated or abridged. But one major thing has been changed with the announcement today, and that is that boys volleyball will be moved back to be a Season 2 sport, meaning they will start with the second group of sports. Essentially, they're returning back to spring because the CIF is trying to avoid any sport being double clipped they got shortened last year with the spring season. They don't want to get them, a underwhelming amount of playing time should things not go according to plan. Best laid plans obviously have not been the easiest thing to have happen during this 2020 off season, maybe is what the politest way to call it is. So this is not a definitive answer. I don't have anything more than clarity on these guidelines for you. So I would ask, stay calm, stay patient. Just know that CIF is not the source of your frustration. And I don't even think that the state government is a source of your frustration. The frustration is that this is unclear and unsure times where there are a lot of layers to this equation. And if you want to go back to one of our previous podcasts that we had with John Labetta, the former San Diego CIF assistant commissioner, we went into about an hour's in depth about what exactly are some of the problems that are layering and layering and layering and making this something that it's hard for anybody right now to definitively be able to come out and say, we're doing this, this is how we're doing it, because there are so many pieces to this puzzle and equation. But basically, to summarize everything that you heard today in a nutshell from CIF, the state playoffs and anything that would happen after the regional or after the section playoffs, so anything after you're holding up that San Diego CIF section green banner or little glass trophy, canceled for season 1 sports. If you're curious again what season 1 sports are, check out our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at SD Prep Insider. But all of those regional and section and state championships canceled. Section schedules are still allegedly untouched and unfazed, and it is now going to be up to whether or not the state provides guidance by that January 1st window that CIF has set, and then what exactly the section commissioner and his team are going to do here in San Diego. I have a lot of faith that given everything that Joe Hines has said publicly with how, dating all the way back to March, that he is here to see football season happening, that if we get close to January 1st and the state provides loose or some sort of guidance, that Joe will be the biggest advocate on behalf of all of our sports here, not just football happening. So, folks, take this in stride. I'm sure that this is frustrating to hear, but at the same time, this seems to me like it's a best-case scenario in terms of what we could have been announced, because I don't see a world where CIF goes against the state or goes ahead and just tries to pivot into AAU and club type fringe operating space. So I think that January 1st state playoffs, all that kind of what happened today is just about as good as we could possibly have hoped for. Stay tuned, though. Stay healthy. Stay safe. We will keep giving you guys updates as they come, and we will have more reaction on this throughout the week. Thank you very much for tuning into Prep Insider. I am your host, Christian Pedersen. Talk to you guys next time.